Alright guys, getting ready to try and make some homemade wine for the first time. Not try, I'm actually going to make it. And I was looking and trying to find the easiest way to do this where I didn't need a lot of equipment like airlocks and special containers to store the wine in and everything else, or special yeast. And I think what I'm going to do is I just went and got me a 64-ounce container. This is a half gallon of unsweetened grape juice. This is 100% juice made from concentrate. Now the only ingredients in this are water, grape juice concentrate, and ascorbic acid. And the only other thing you're going to need is a package of yeast, and this is regular active yeast from the store. It's not brewer's yeast or anything, it's just the same yeast you use to make bread. We're going to open this up, and we're going to need to pour off about that much so that when the CO2 and foam builds up in here, it'll have some room to swirl around. So and we'll get rid of a little more just to make sure. About a glass full. And then what we're going to do is take this yeast. Now we really don't need a whole packet of yeast, but we're going to go ahead and use it. And there's lots of other ways you can do this. You can add sugar to it to give it more alcohol content. But like I said, I want to keep it as simple as possible. So we're just going to add this yeast directly to this container. And then we're going to place the lid back on, real tight, and we want to shake this up for about 2 minutes. What that's going to do is it's going to mix the yeast up in the grape juice, but what it's also going to do is it's going to take that air and kind of distribute it as well, and that's going to help that yeast work. Alright, so I don't really have the gumption to sit here and shake this thing for 2 minutes, so I'll just be honest with you, I only shook it for maybe 30 seconds or a minute. And now the trick is, since we don't have an airlock, we need to wait for the CO2 to escape, or this thing is going to burst and grape juice is going to go everywhere. So all we need to do is, what I do is I squeeze the bottle so there's some pressure, and I start backing out this lid. Let me bring it over closer. And I listen for air to escape. There we go. Now that's it. It's all done. All I need to do is let this sit for maybe a week to 2 weeks until it's done fermenting. And there's more steps, but if I wanted to make it clear or if I wanted to perfect it more, but once it's done fermenting, it's ready to drink. So now all we need to do is take this and sit it in a dark location, in the complete dark. You can sit a towel over it, or sit a cardboard box over top of it, or whatever you want to do. Stick it in a closet, and you want to put it in a place where the temperature isn't going to go up and down more than 5 degrees or 10 degrees, because if the temperature goes up or down more than 10 or 12 degrees, it can shock the yeast and it will mess it up. So we'll just take this and stick it in a dark location, and in 2 weeks we'll have wine that's ready to drink. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the comments and support. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to take this 5-gallon bucket. I'm going to stick my ready to be wine inside. And then I'm going to take a clean towel and put over the top of it. Now if anything were to go wrong, if it were to burst or foam over, it's contained inside this bucket, so it's not going to make a mess. And this will keep it in the dark as well, and I can just sit that wherever. So that's all there is to it. Grape juice and yeast, and a way for that air to escape, and a way to prevent contaminants from getting in. You know, there are airlocks and stuff you can buy cheap, but I just wanted to do this the easiest way possible with no special equipment and not a lot of different rare ingredients. And we'll come back in 2 weeks and see how it tastes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the comments and support.